Hello and welcome to this rod building instruction video. My name is Erik Orre and I've been building fly rods for over 15 years. I'm going to show you how to build your own rod in a very easy way. HS Import is one of the leading companies in rod building. And in this video you will learn about material and techniques to achieve a good result. And here I'm going to show you some of the material we use. Starting with a grip, the cork handle, then you have different kinds of reel seats and guides. And the thread we always use is Gudebrod nylon A. And here is a cork handle for the two-handed rods. And skeleton parts for a graphite seat. And some winding checks. The tools you need, except for the blank and the components, are 5-minute epoxy, sandpaper, a pen to write your name if you like, tape, ruler, rasp, marker pen, razor knife, and a sharp pair of scissors, folding rule, epoxy varnish with brushes and mugs, acetone without the oil, very important that it's without the oil, water and polyurethane glue. Let's clean the table and start to build the rods. Okay, let's start to build the rod. The first thing you do when you start to build a rod is to feel the back strength of the rod. Turning it around and feel the way it wants to bend. Then take some tape and mark the spot where it's want to bend. This is what you call the soft side of the rod. That means you have the strong sides to the right and to the left. This is very important to have the strong sides to the right, to the left when you cast the line. In hard wind, the line will still hold proper in a right straight direction, not tangling side to side. That is very important. So let's glue the top guide in. Stir it a lot. Adjust the guide so it's straight by the mark you have made and the way the rod wants to bend. And let it rest till the glue is dry. Let's continue with the next moment, which is to measure the distance between the guides. All of our rods comes with a table of distance. In this case it is a high level 12-foot line number 8 rod we're building. So it's just to measure and mark out where the guide should be. And now we continue with part 2 of the rod. Insert and measure. Start where you stopped last time and continue. The next step is how to treat the guides before you wrap them onto the blank. Then you take your sandpaper with a ruler underneath and start to brush the upper side of the guide like this. And also on the underside, so it's not sharp, so it's smooth all the way around. And you do it like this, so it won't cut off your thread during the attaching on the rod. And as you can see now, the guides has lost some of the surface. Put some with a marker pen there, so it has the same color again. That's how you treat the guides, all of them. So, and now it's time to attach the guides on the blank. Put the thread in a cup. And cut a small stripe from the tape, about 3 millimeters. Then you take the thread, first make a small wrapping up here at the top guide. That was the first wrap. And now you're gonna attach the lead, the first guide with the tape. Attach the tape where you marked for the first guide. Make sure it's proper attached to the blank. Insert the guide in under the tape and secure it, and go around the blank with the tape twice, so it's proper attached with the tape. And then check, turn the rod upside down and adjust the guide so it's absolutely straight, like that. And now Put the thread one turn around the rod and take the thread in your hand around, in and out with your long finger. So you can hold the thread between your thumb and your fingers like this. Hold the rod under your arm like this. Twist the thread over one another. Hold it steady with your right hand. Turn, 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 turn. After 6-7 turns, you can cut loose the thread, the loose end. Cut the loose end. And then slow, make the thread start to walk up on the guide. Every turn very close to the other. And when you come up to the tape, hold the rod with your left hand between your fingers and slow but sure take the tape away. Then make some more turns until you have about 6-7 turns left. Then you take a loop of the thread, turn it under from the direction where you started, like that, on the opposite side of the guide, and twist 6-7 turns. Put your finger and hold the thread very steady there and cut off the main thread and turn it into the loop and go around and stretch it like this between your fingers and your nail so it becomes flat. That makes it easier to pull the loop through like that. There you are, that's the way to do it. And think about not stretching the thread too hard. If you break it, it's far too hard. That was the last guide, and now we are going to make the last wrapping around the ferrule. And if you like, you can use some decoration thread, metallic or in another color. And you do it like this. Cut off 6 inches something. Take the thread round one turn, very close to the end of the part, and repeat the grip with your left hand for the thread. Inside, your fingers, in the hand, out between your ring finger and your little finger, and up between your thumb and your pointing finger. One turn right there, 1 to 2 millimeters from the end. You can put the decoration wherever you like on the winding here, but the winding shall be around 1 inch long on the ferrule. And you do like this. Hold the rod firmly with the thread stretched with your left hand. Take the thread, put it under the main thread like that, with the longer part pointing upwards. Make 6-7 turns and then go the other way around like this. You can do as many as you please here. And when you've done that, you shall stop with the thread at the same point as you started. And with the help of your nails, put it close to the other turns and go over it at the same point, like that. And on the first turn with the main thread, use your nail to put it close to the other turns, like that. Make a few more turns and take the razor blade and cut it like that. Then continue up, like we said, for about 1 inch. So, and now it's time for the varnish. You shall varnish the rod immediately after you've been finishing the guides. And for that we need a dryer stand for turning the rod when you're varnishing. You need acetone, a lighter, you need a brush and a stick and a cup, and you need varnish. And here we have two kinds of varnish. You have the high build for spinning rods and handle parts on two-handed fly rods, and you have the light formula for single hand fly rods and tips. And you need something to attach the blank into the dryer stand. And here you have a pencil or a stick or a broken fly rod, anything will do. Attach it like this. And it shall turn towards you. And for a perfect result, Check your winding. If it's a bit furry, you can use a lighter like this. Put the flame at the side and heat off the fur. Very, very carefully. Don't put the flame under, just at the side like this, till the fur disappears and no more. And now it's time to mix the varnish. And of course it's important to use the same amount of both. And stir it very gently for at least 5 minutes. Make sure the varnish will make a nice finish 1 millimeter longer than the wrapping. Put 1 small drop of varnish just where the guide starts. Wait a few moments. Put another one there. And now when we have done the first turn of varnishing and put the drops on the guide foots, it's time to blow out some air bubbles, if you have any here, like this. Now it's time for the last turn with the varnish. Start from the left and go to the right with the brush. The surface will even up during the time the rod turns. But if you see any air bubbles here, you must blow them out. Like that. And don't use too much varnish. Just so it covers the thread and a little bit more. That's enough. And now the rod must turn for at least 3 hours. You can clean the brush with acetone. And now when we are done with the varnishing, we're going to start with the handle and the reel seat. And for that we need paper and acetone, a rasp, folding rule, the polyurethane glue and water, tape, the reel seats, the already shaped handle or cork shives, and the blank. We start the handle by gluing the butt part of the cork, like this. And this goes a little bit too wide. If this has been too tight, we have to use the rasp. But in this case, when it's too wide here, we're going to fill up the space with tape, masking tape like this. If this is too tight, then you have too much tape on, but that's alright, like that. And then we continue like this. You shall have about 5 millimeters space between the tape turns. So, and the polyurethane glue works with water. We put some water in there. And rip off some paper. And start up here. And use your finger to spread it out. Make sure it's everywhere. Then dry your finger. And take off another piece of paper. And slowly turning the butt part of the handle to the right position. Turning the blank all the way. And remember to leave space for the butt plug here. Like that. It's in position. And now the glue will start to foam up, and we have to wait for that. The last time you dry off the glue, you use acetone without oil. And now it's time for the real seat. We do like this. Now you can choose between up locking or down locking. And put the marking with the tape where the seat stops, like that. Start with the tape like this, and same as with the cork part, it shall not go too tight and not too loose. You should be able to turn it like this, and then it's good. And you can use a little longer distance between the turns of tape here, because the metal doesn't need to be that firmly attached. The glue will do the job for you. Then you put on glue. You don't need the same amount of glue now as you had with the cork, just like this. The important part here is to fill up this space here with glue. That's important. You don't need glue right to the cork, because it will swallow up there anyway. And water. And like before, turn it to the right position. Turn, turn. If it is too much glue and water, grab a piece of paper quick and clear it off. Wipe off all the glue that turns out here, and put it all the way down to the cork, and adjust the reel seat by the mark of the back of the rod, so you have it in right position like that. And then you just wait for the glue to swallow up. And when it's dry, we continue with the upper handle part. Little hint here is to put some tape there so it won't go up and down all the time. Then, like before, continue with the water in the handle. When you come down here, wipe off the glue that's there. To make sure the handle doesn't slip while the glue is foaming up, you put tape here. Lots of turns so the handle will stay in place. Like that. And again, we wait. And now when the handle is ready, we rip off the tape, make a little cut very close to the cork. Then clean it a bit. So, and to hide the little part where you can see the glue, you can use decoration winding or a winding check. And then it's time for the last guide to be attached on the blank. Now I'm going to show you how to do it when the handle is too tight. And the best way of doing it is to get an old blank and attach some sandpaper on it. And then you just do like this. Until it fits, and blow all the way the corks. Like that, and then you just glue it on like you did with the other. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about reel seats. And they come glued, ready to attach to the blank. Or you can glue them yourself, just get the parts. And then you do like this. Using 5-minute epoxy. Then you glue the the seat. Make sure you have glue everywhere. Like that. Before you attach it close to the ring, the reel holder, wipe off the extra glue there. So, and let it rest. And this is the last part you will glue on. The butt plug is the part you glue when the rod is ready. And wipe off the extra glue. And clean it with acetone, like this. Now it's time to make the handle with the cork shives. You increase the hole in them with the rasp, like this. A little bit more. That should do it. And now we put some water between the shives. So then you press them together and start with the polyurethane glue again. And you do like this when you're doing it with the shives. One turn, and then you put down the first shive, turn it around lots of times and put it in place. Then you put glue very close to the blank. One turn. And then you put some glue out here on the cork surface, and then one turn an inch up on the blank, like that. Twist the next one in position and continue. That was the last one. Put it in position And now we're going to have to put these shives under pressure with help of this cork pressure. You can also make your own with 2 clamps and some boards. Couple of turns on each side, and then we measure so it's the same both on the left and right side. This. Some more on this side here. So, and now it's just to let it rest. The next step in making your own handle is cutting off the loose glue like this. And now you need a long stick or a piece of rod that fits perfectly in the inside the blank. This is going into the drill now. Now we have come to shaping the form of the handle. We have attached it to the drill. We have some turns here for protection of the blank. We have rough sandpaper, and we have fine sandpaper to finish up with to make the grip smooth. And before we start, I would like to wish you good luck with your own rod building.